Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to talk to you about something especially important to me today. So, the other day, one of my coworkers made a very ignorant statement. The restaurant happened to be slow, so we were able to take a load off in the designated employee booth. I was in the middle of a conversation talking about switching medication for my depression and how tired I was because of the new pills when my coworker came over to offer her unsolicited opinion on the subject. She said, "Oh, pills are such a joke. They don't solve anything. Trust me, I've tried so many times. They're just pharmaceuticals scamming you. Smoke weed. That's what fixed me. It's the only way to actually get better." This made me angry for a couple of reasons, but instead of going off on her like I wanted to, I'm going to take a second to explain to people how depression works in order to avoid situations just like this one from happening again. Time for learning with Maggie. Put on your seatbelt, kids. For those who don't know, depression is a lack of serotonin or a neurotransmitter that controls your mood in your brain. Most people think that this is caused by displeasure with your life. Society reinforces this, what with most people saying, "I'm depressed," when something goes wrong or when they receive bad news. However, this is not always the case. In fact, according to Stanford University, around 50% of all cases with severe depression are actually hereditary. This means that a lack of serotonin is coded in that person's genes. Therefore, they are biologically prone to a chemical imbalance, something that cannot be changed by altering physical factors in their environment. That being said, depression isn't always the result of genetics. It can also be the result of dissatisfaction with one's life or themselves. This is where therapy comes into play. Taking the time to work on healing one's mind can eventually boost the amount of serotonin it possesses. By talking with a mental health professional, people are able to further understand themselves and their identity. They are also able to develop coping mechanisms that will last for a lifetime and aid them in situations that would have previously worsened their mental health state. It must be said that both of these reasons for depression are equally valid. If you become depressed because of your surroundings and heal through therapy, it doesn't mean you're not depressed anymore. It just means you have a handle on it. The same goes for medication. Being prone to an imbalance of serotonin in your brain is something that sticks around for good, no matter what. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about your mental health alongside your physical health. One more thing. A common misconception about depression is that it's equivalent to being sad. Although depression can make people sad, sadness doesn't even begin to describe what depression does to a person. Sadness doesn't describe the feeling of not wanting to get out of bed in the morning because you are unable to see how the day could bring any sort of joy into your life. Sadness doesn't portray the loneliness one feels, having to live in a mind that is constantly tearing them down, whispering words of poison and evil in their ears. Sadness doesn't even begin to tell the world how much torment one goes through, choosing to live another day, to try over and over again when all the day ever brings is struggle and hopelessness. Depression is not sadness, it's a disease. A crippling, never-ending disease that holds you back from enjoying the parts of life that most people are easily able to enjoy. And just like any other illness, it requires genuine care and attention from yourself and people who know how to help. I've worked really hard to be in the mental state that I am today. I have worked insanely hard to love myself the way I do, and I continue to work my ass off every day to put in the work and effort to be happy about my life. And when people tell me that I'm being dramatic or that there are simpler solutions to my problems than I think, I get mad. Because you would never tell a person who has cancer that smoking weed will cure them. You would never tell a person with heart disease that smoking weed will cure them. Therefore, telling someone that depression can be solved with smoking weed is telling them that depression is not a legitimate illness and that it's ignorant and it's wrong. I get it, okay? Society has told us to believe these things, and honestly, I probably would have said similar things if I hadn't gone through what I did with depression. But that's not an excuse anymore. 2021 is bringing change every single day, and things like this, things that society has portrayed poorly for so long are coming to light. This is the time to listen. This is the time to turn things around, to stop believing things just because someone tells you to. And it starts with you. So thank you for listening. After all, that's exactly how good things happen. And as always, I love you, and I will see you very soon.